Okay, hi. It's 2:30 here on the East Coast. Just wanted to do a little video for the week, right? Um, I guess a couple of initial things. One, it's great to see Josepha joining us in the weekly post. And also, I got an email from Teresa earlier the last couple of days. Hopefully she'll be joining us this week. I got a picture of her house in Houston, and the floodwaters were up to the top of her front door, so she's clearly had some major life issues there, and she'll be joining us in the class as soon as she can. Let's see, at this point in the course, I guess I'll just say first, I think our discussions in the forums have been really good. Your initial posts have been fabulous in terms of uh, they're very detailed, and the comments and the dialogue back and forth I think have been really substantive and wonderful. So I commend all of you for that. Okay? Um, okay, so at this point in the course, week one, we went over the sources of nonprofit revenue and sort of where they went to in different subsectors of the nonprofit sector, the whole general thing. Um, and the one thing to remember there is that most nonprofit revenues are actually earned from fees or from third parties or fees from government, primarily through contracts. And the second week, last week, we talked about the importance of uh, blending your financial strategies with your operational strategies in order to maximize your mission. And a good way of doing that is through the strategic planning process or some sort of process by which you plan, you figure out what it is and how it is that you're going to do things in order to maximize your mission. You implement those ideas and that plan, and then finally you evaluate the success of the activities you've done as it relates to maximizing your mission. Okay? Um, and I guess the other thought just there is that it was interesting to see that most of you talked about the Woods Bowman article out of the supplementary articles that were in week two, and appreciated sort of its simplicity and its practicality. And that's frankly why I really like it and why I included it in the course. Okay, so this coming week we're going to talk about two more uh, foundational aspects, if you will, of sound financial management. One is making sure you have a good organizational structure that can support your financial decision making and your management. And secondly, that you have good financial policies and procedures. And I'm going to read just for a second from the lecture this week, just to highlight those 2 points. So, in terms of organizational structure, there is a recognized and institutionalized process by which all of those who should be making informed contributions to the financial decision-making process can do so, and as it relates to financial policies and procedures, there are built-in checks and balances in the financial operations of the nonprofit that will promote sound financial management and protect the organization and individual employees from malfeasance and legal challenges. Okay, so those are sort of the two big themes that we'll be talking about this week in the lecture and that you'll be covering in the readings. The third thing I just want to mention quickly is that this is the first week that there is an assignment to be handed in. It's not difficult. It's really fairly elementary, but it's offered in order to do two things. One, if you are not familiar with Excel or electronic spreadsheets, I want to give you an opportunity to see how they operate or how they function, and to give you a sense of how powerful they can be in the manipulation of financial data. Okay, and the second thing I want you to, or the second purpose of this assignment, is to start introducing this notion that financial data can really tell a story about the operations of a nonprofit. And this is really a key concept that we'll be developing more and more throughout the course. But in essence, financial data isn't just about dollars and cents on a page. And hopefully you'll come to think about them much more than just these cold numbers on a financial sheet, but rather data that can tell a story about how a nonprofit operates as reflected in its financials. And we'll talk more about this later, but in one of the discussion forums, I think we have a chance to think about what type of organization Tri-City Academy really is by just looking at 3 months of financial data. The data is not complete, obviously, because it's only 3 months worth of data, but it will give you some clues as to how the organization operates. And hopefully we can discuss that in the forum. Okay? All right, that's it for now. Look forward to seeing you in the discussion forums, and I'll be adding in your grades for the discussion forums for week 2 in another day or so. Okay? Thanks.